It's Sunday, and that means that we've made it to the end of our 7-day live streaming challenge. It has been really fun, and I have learned a ton along the way just by being really impromptu and pressing this go live button without any plan, completely by myself, just to see if I can do it. And you know what? Even though it's been really busy, and even though it's been really beautiful outside, and there are other things I'd rather do, I've really learned a lot, and I'm glad that I pushed myself and tried it out. If you're catching these, excuse me, later on the replay, you can absolutely still do a 7-day challenge, whether it's recording or live streaming. There's nothing stopping you. It's really what you're committing to yourself and to maybe an accountability partner or two, but it's a really great practice to just get in the habit of doing something consistently, regularly, pushing all the buttons, seeing what's possible and seeing what you really enjoy and doubling down on that as you start thinking through what content you want to create, whether that's for fun or professionally or somewhere in between. Well, I thought today, since I've spent the last few weeks messing with my VHS Club podcast profile here in Ecamm, that I would just clean it all up and get it ready for this week's upcoming episode on Thursday. So I'm just going to build away. And if anyone has any questions, you're swinging by here, you see this stream, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'm happy to answer anything that you have. And I will also swoop back and check anything later. But while we're at it, let's swing on over into live demo mode. All right, this is Ecamm. I'm going to close my Zoom window. I'm going to keep my comments window open just in case any questions come through from all you fine folks. There we go. Okay, so you can see I had a whole bunch of guests on. So I called this scene lots of people. So I need to go back and make that 3 actually this week because we have a guest coming on to hang out with us for this week's episode. So I'm going to leave the countdown timer the way it is because I need to come back and add the fun fact in the movie cover there. But over here in this scene, we are no longer talking about A League of Their Own. So I can get rid of that. And then I'm actually going to leave this vertical scene the way it is because we have Nat and then we have a guest. So that works out really great. But this scene here, I want to have a 3-up. So I'm just going to close all of these. Actually, maybe I'll leave one. And then I'm going to come in and figure out how to make 3 fit. There's a little bit of magic in here. And it might just be, that we don't have my potato, and that's fine. And if you're watching and you're like an Ecamm pro, hide your eyes, because I kind of just mess around with this until I get it the way that I want. And then I go back in and clean everything later, but I'm sure this stresses some people out. And if you're hanging out with us and catching us live, hi, I'm here in building mode today. This is the last day of the live streaming challenge. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to spend the day building. That's not centered though. I want it to be centered. All right, let's try that. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do is this one's going to be camera A. That's my camera. This one's going to be camera B, which is Nat, my co-host. Guess 1. And this one is going to be camera C, which should be guess 2. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I'm going to leave that scene alone. This is just going to be, I think I usually call this movie talk. Yeah, see, and down here I have the one that's just me and Nat. So I've kept that one for later, but this is, maybe we'll call this one movie talk 3-up. I don't need the Wheel of Wonder scene because that was specific to that episode. So I'm going to delete that scene. And I don't need this lots of people review scene because that one. Walking the scene with you in no fix from the 90s review scene. So I'm going to do this one and press this duplicate button. Call this one potato review 3. I don't need that scene anymore. Potato. I'm potato. Option key. I'm just gonna put 4 as like a placeholder for right now. And then I'm gonna put the VHS Club line here. That scene is done. So this scene's done. That scene is done. Oh, and this scene also needs the applause sound effect. Cool. Good. Looks good. Sorry for the sounds that this is playing at you as I'm working through, but you can kind of get an understanding of it. So, and then the wrap, this is going to make sound for a sec. One second. All right, I'm going to be able to talk here, but normally I wouldn't. This scene I build in a slightly different way. So actually what I'm going to do is, and there's probably a better way to do this that I should just learn. But what I'm going to do is come over here up into the preferences menu. And I'm going to come here into general. I'm going to bring back the old camera switcher. I find it easier for this scene to have the old camera switcher. So it's going to be, oh, I have guest 1. All right. So camera A, camera B, camera C. All right. See, so now that adds the 3 of us. And actually, let me do this. And then, so now it's C in the middle. So that's me, guest in the middle, and Nat, me, guest in the middle, and Nat. So that looks good. Okay, and then I'm going to come up here and remove the camera switcher because I don't actually really want it. I just wanted it to build out that one part. Over here, I'm going to turn off the camera switcher. Okay, I'm going to put this music back on, and then I'm going to jump back over into the other scene. There we go. Okay. So now I have my scenes looking pretty good, and you'll see I have the other like backup scenes. This was from all my practicing this week. Just me, no overlays. I probably don't. This one's also a just me. Okay, so I can get rid of this scene. Okay, so I have my movie talk, my potato review, just me and Nat, and then just me. Cool. Okay, so that's probably all the scenes I really need. Now what I'm going to do is come over here into these scenes, and I'm going to clean up the overlays over here. So if I come over here into this one, so I have camera B, camera C. These are all hidden. So these ones, I don't need any of these things that are hidden. So I'm just going to delete all these. This is just extra. Camera A. That's fine. Camera ABC, that's the main ones. So I don't need this. Zoom out to speaker, that's fine. I don't need this. Tall camera A. Oh, and then I can just put tall because that identifies which scene it's in. And then there's my tater tot, and that's my background. So that scene's pretty clean now. Let's move over here into this one. All right, this one's kind of messy, but but it also doesn't really matter. I'm just going to call this Spud. And these are just, and this is just kind of silly, but sometimes it's nice to have things clearly identified so that you know where to find everything, because in the moment I might want to come in and like hide them or move them around, and just having it labeled. So this is tall BC, that's fine. And then I don't need any of these. All right, I don't need these. And that's me. So camera ABC. I don't need these. Oh, I have the zoom active camera twice. What happens when I hide this? Okay, that one's sitting on top. So this one actually, let's delete this other one. And let's delete this too. And I can call this tall. All right, great. And then my tater tot's still there. My background is still there. Okay. These ones have music, so I'm not going to play these and drive you crazy. But you can see kind of the process of thinking through like how everything, and then I have some backup sounds, effects and things like that I just keep in there just in case. But that's pretty good. That's just about ready for this week. Let me just check. I don't see any questions or comments coming through. So thank you so much for spending these last 7 days with me. It's been really fun getting to hang out with all of you and learning a little bit more about how Ecamm works and hopefully answering some of your questions along the way. Let me know in the comments whether you're watching this later. It looks like no one's on right now. So if you're watching this later, let me know if this was helpful for you. If you want me to keep doing some regular live streams, I'm more than happy to do more kind of live building together like this. Or if you have any questions that come up. But I think I'm going to pop back outside again. It's 82 degrees here in New England. Absolutely beautiful Sunday. So it's been fun getting to hang out. But I'm going to drop this over into the community. I hope I see you there. If you're like, what is the community? You can always join the Ecamm fam over ecamm.tv/community. We'll drop you right into our community group, and even if you're not an Ecamm customer, you can ask questions, share what you're up to. It's just a really great space for those who are getting into live streaming and video production and podcasting and everything in between. Well, happy weekend. Let me come back over here. Let me get out of live demo mode and just say thanks so much for hanging out with me. It's been really fun chilling with you over the last 7 days. And if you're like, oh, shoot, I missed the live streaming challenge. You didn't. You missed this one in particular, but that doesn't mean you can't just start one yourself. We're more than happy to help you support that. If you need an accountability partner, there are lots of folks over in the Ecamm community. Again, that's ecamm.tv/community. Ask for someone to be your accountability partner, or just share that you're doing a challenge for yourself and show up consistently every single day and see what you create and what you can come up with. It's the habit of doing these kinds of things regularly that give us confidence and just make us feel a little bit better about all this stuff. So I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you're not as burned as I am from being out in the sunshine all weekend, but it's been fun. So I can't fully regret it, even though I'm sure my face and arms will hurt a little bit over the next couple of days. Have an absolutely wonderful, wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.